Hey, this podcast holds nothing sacred. This is Life, Tech, and Sundry. And what is Sundry? It's our experiences put in a melting pot to the internet. So join us on this wild ride called the LTS Podcast. Follow us at LT Sundry on Twitter, LTS.pod on Instagram, Life, Tech, and Sundry on YouTube, and all your favorite podcast distribution services. Stay frosty.
Welcome back to the booth. Marcos Lopez here. It's a solo session today. Just me, the mic, and some high-stakes comparison that have been living rent-free, by the way, in my head. We're unpacking the absolute, quote, original menaces of action cinema and a piece of hardware that was so good it might have actually broken its own market. I dare say so. Whether you're here for the lore or the silicon, grab your coffee or your favorite beverage. It's time to get into the mix. Kicking it off with the anatomy of a massacre. The fundamental legends. We have to start with the one versus many trope in pop culture, cinema, magazines, manga, comics, all of those things. But I'm going to stay in my lane that I want of cinema and anime, live action and anime. The moment a protagonist stops being a character and becomes a natural disaster. To measure the strength of these legends, we have to, if you will, glaze the opposition, the victims, if you will, of this force of nature. These weren't just crowds. They were the apex powers of their worlds, and our army killer treated them like a warm-up, kicking it off with the homage. These aren't the ones that I'm going to compare, and I want you, the listener, your opinion on the comparison that I'm going to say they're going to be for. I want your opinion. But these are the honorable mentions / blueprints that started it all, for me at least. The original menace. Dragon Ball. Kid Goku. February 26, 1986. Menace of a kid, and his name, it wasn't Dennis, leaded the Red Ribbon Army, a global superpower with high-tech mechs and tanks that held the planet in a chokehold, people. What's the word online about Kid Goku's actions? Well, as of 2026, classic Dragon Ball resurgence is real. The internet is debating the quote-unquote lethality gap, arguing that a 12-year-old Goku was more terrifying than his adult self because he was dismantling world governments before he even knew what a Saiyan was. Basically, he was doing what a Saiyan does, sending them to planets and just wrecking house. Might as well call all the Saiyan race one versus many. Army killers, planet killers, if you will. That makes sense, right? If you don't agree with that, you know where to find me. Links in the description. And then we have a demon. I mean, the demon of the battlefield. Madara Uchiha. October 10, 2013. Mind you, a little bit of nuance here. All the characters that I'm going to list out, these honorable mentions and comparison people that are making that their verses, these are their TV premieres. Mind you, they were on manga, comics, whatsoever, way before that. I'm talking about when they're animated or they're on the TV, if you will. So, where was I? Oh yeah. Madara Uchiha, October 2013. He faced the Allied Shinobi Forces, a group of 80,000 elite ninja, including the Kage and the strongest masters of the 5 nations. What's the word online about this? Well, Madara's wipeout is the gold standard of, if you will, what they say online, quote, God tier arrogance, end quote. There's viral clips online. Today, they focus on the absolute, the word that they use is, quote, aura, end quote, of him asking the world's masters if they wanted his clones to use the Susano, the ultimate cinematic flex. And then another homage, a blueprint, if you will. This is in the same 2010s, the apex predator, John Wick, same month, October 24th, 2014. Wick hunts the High Table's elite specialist wearing tactical armor designed to be impenetrable. Well, nobody told that to John Wick. What's the word online about this? Viral discourse is obsessed with John's environmental improvisation. The internet argues that his real superpower isn't the gun, the Glock, the shotgun. It's not that. But the ability to turn a library book or a pencil into a tactical graveyard. Then you have the people that I want to compare now. The ones that I feel like stand out. The ones that I want you, dear listener, to hear me talk about and may, if you will, compare them. This is where it starts. The stylistic symphony, Beatrix Kiddo from Kill Bill. October 10th, wait for it, 2003. She took down the Crazy 88, the most feared Yakuza unit in Tokyo. What's the word online? Well, the film purists online call this the, quote, live-action anime blueprint, end quote, thus me putting it as a contender for the comparison. The trend of syncing her fight to modern funk or JJK soundtracks proves that her stylistic dominance is still the standard. And then another one. Talking about JJK, I'm talking about the clinical Erasure, Maki Zen'in, January 22nd, 2026. She dismantled the Kukuru unit and the elite masters of the Zen'in clan. Her family, by the way. This recently hit our screens in a massive 28-minute special that adapted 5 chapters of pure carnage. You manga readers out there are eating well, by the way. What's the word online? Well, there's a moral compass debate, if you will. It's very massive as of 2026. Fans are split on whether Maki is a hero or a monster. Why not both? Can't a hero be a monster? I don't know. I don't think Maki fits in just one stereotype or archetype. It could be both. For the sheer visceral volume of the massacre, calling it the, quote, called it coldest walk-up, end quote, in television history. Another contender for the comparison for you, dear listeners, is the psychological surgeon, brought to you by Naruto, like Madara. We have Itachi Uchiha. June 5th, 2003, he wiped out the Uchiha clan. The military police, if you will, and no, not if you will, this is a fact according to that world, and the most powerful clan in history. The Zen'in clan versus the Uchiha clan, who would win? You would decide, right? There's another comparison. What's the word online? Well, the debate is, quote, surgical versus visceral, end quote. Users are split on whether Itachi and the use of his genjutsu style for the clan was an act of mercy or a more terrifying form of execution, if you will, because it engineered a lifetime of trauma for his little brother Sasuke, and thus creating a character for the Naruto universe. And then another live action character, actor, world universe, if you will, of one versus many. We have the last contender, but not least, the environmental master, Jackie Chan, with the movie Who Am I?, published January 17th, 1998. He held off elite international mercenaries on a rooftop and in different places across that movie, basically turning his environment into an instrument. He wasn't fighting street thugs. He was holding off elite international mercenaries and martial arts specialists. No magic, no superpowers, just pure technical precision against the world's best trained killers, according to that movie. John Wick would dare to be more of a standard, but Jackie Chan stands on his own 2 feet for his specialization. John Wick made it its own, Jackie Chan also made it their own. It's fascinating how these moments leave such a permanent mark on our culture because of the sheer impossibility of the feat. But what happens when the world around us starts to shift and the things we know to be true suddenly aren't? Kicking it off with the next segment, the glitch in the loom, the digital pulse. Let's talk about the literal glitch in our collective reality. Have you ever looked at a logo and realized your brain was or has been lying to you for decades? We're diving into the Mandela Effect, and the pulse of the internet is currently in a state of absolute gaslit frenzy. The fruit of the Loom mystery. Millions of us swear there was a cornucopia behind that fruit. It's the ultimate example of how digital culture can rewrite history in real time. I'm gonna need receipts, many receipts, and here they are, by the way. Official trademark records from the company's entire history show only the fruit, no basket. Yet, parody artists from the 1970s and 80s have, quote, recreated it from memory. And even old newspaper ads seem to reference a logo that legally never existed. What's the online debate? The discourse is split between two camps. The simulation theorists who believe we've slipped into a parallel timeline and the social skeptics who argue that our collective memory is just incredibly fragile and easily influenced by visual suggestion, from glitches in our mental hardware to a piece of physical hardware that was almost too real to survive the market. Kicking it off with the following: Hardware Hall of Fame, the Pixelbook Go homage. Mind you, this is a guilty pleasure. I have a Pixelbook Go, and guess what? Still going strong, people. But here we go. To wrap things up, I want to look at a tech phenomenon that drives me up a wall. Products that were simply, quote, too good, end quote, for business. In an era of planned obsolescence, the company Google accidentally built a masterpiece that refused to quit, and it might be the reason they pulled back from the laptop game, if you will, I dare say. Magnesium masterpiece. The Pixelbook Go didn't try to be a tablet or a fold-out. It just tried to be the best laptop on the planet. It gave us the, quote, hush keys, I dare say very quiet, arguably the best typing experience in the industry. There could be better. Apple is also known for having awesome keyboards, but for Google, chef's kiss. What are the receipts? Right? You're gonna ask for receipts. I got them for you. In October 2019, the machine is still a daily driver for myself and many other enthusiasts. April 2026. While other 2019 laptops are in landfills, the Pixelbook Go's build quality and Chrome OS optimization mean it hasn't slowed down a bit. What's the debate online? Well, there's plenty. Tech forums are obsessed with the idea that, quote, the company Google killed, end quote, their laptop line because the Pixelbook Go was a financial mistake. Damn. The argument is that they built a machine so durable that it defeated its own sales cycle. Users had zero reason to buy a successor because the original refused to break. Damn. So, who's your, quote, army killer, end quote, of choice? Is it the god tier aura of Madara, or the technical brilliance of Jackie Chan, or the physical catharsis of Maki? Or dare I say, with Kill Bill, with Beatrix? You tell me. You already know where to find me. Links in the comments. And seriously, was there a cornucopia or not? I want to hear your takes in the comments. If you enjoy this solo deep dive, make sure to follow and support the show on your favorite platform. You know, sometimes I go and do these deep dives late at night. Guess what? I'ma need some coffee. Link for Buy Me a Coffee right there. Your support keeps the booth running and the lights on. Stay tuned, stay tech savvy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay frosty.